Hey folks, welcome back to Peanuts Game Day, and this time we're going to be playing as Charlie Brown, Linus, and Schroeder on Jeopardy for the Wii. Which one of those boys is going to win? We'll have to find out as we get started. And as I honor the life and legacy of the beloved host, Alex Trebek. Thank you very much, Trebek. Let's begin, shall we?
This is Jeopardy!
Peanuts edition.
And now,
Alright, boys, good luck.
the first round of play
Categories for the Jeopardy round are intravenous,
Word up.
word up,
Official
state things,
TV shows that
bomb,
World geography.
and
Literary pets. Player 1.
Why don't you lead us off, Charlie Brown?
You can point the wheel
Let's
remote at the
do
screen
official
and press the A
state
button to select the
things for 200.
mode. It reigns as West Virginia's official state butterfly.
Charlie Brown,
Okay, player 1.
what
Use
is
the wheel
monarch?
remote or press the corresponding.
That's right!
You get to
400
pick
on
again, player
state
one.
things.
When Virginia got a state one of these animals, the governor's office released a poem that mentioned Adam West.
Charlie Brown,
Let's hear it.
what's a bat? Yep. Go again. State
Like
things
again.
for 6.
Sounds scary, but Colorado's official state fish is the greenback cutthroat type of this.
Charlie Brown,
Player 1.
what is trout? That's correct. Go again, Charlie Brown.
Player 1.
Uh,
Again, please.
Official state things for 800.
The syringa, also known as the mock orange, is Idaho's official state this.
Linus,
Yes, player 3.
what is flour?
Right.
That's correct. Go again, Linus.
Please pick again.
1,000, please.
Appropriately, the official state cantata of Connecticut has this spicy name.
Schroeder,
Okay, player 2.
what's a nutmeg?
That's right.
Correct.
There you go.
Let's
Player
do
2. Pick again.
TV shows that bombed. For 200.
In a 2007 episode of this series, a terrorist detonated a low-yield suitcase nuke in Valencia, California.
Charlie Brown,
Player 1.
what is 24? Correct.
Player 1.
400 TV shows that bombed.
Here's Kelly to start us off.
In an episode of this classic 60s series, bookworm Henry Bemis survives a nuclear war and finds a library, but then breaks his glasses.
Charlie Brown,
It's player 1.
what is the Twilight Zone?
Correct.
That's it.
Choose again. Player 1.
TV shows that bombed for 600.
This series, Peter Petrelli had visions that he would cause a nuclear holocaust in New York City.
Charlie Brown,
Let's hear it. Player 1.
what are heroes? Correct.
Player 1.
800 on TV shows that bombed.
In a 1977 episode of this sitcom, Detective Diedrich notes that a student's physics project is a functional nuke. Yes,
Schroeder.
player 2.
Who's Barney Miller? Got it. Pick again, Schroeder.
We return to you.
TV shows that bombed for 1,000, please.
The nuclear blast that caused chaos in Jericho, Kansas was detonated in this state capital to the west.
Charlie Brown.
Player 1.
What is
Go.
Denver?
That's
Correct.
it.
Choose
Player
another
one,
category,
you pick
Charlie
again,
Brown.
Please.
Word up for 200.
Change your attitude, or rather one letter in attitude, to get this word meaning height.
Charlie Brown.
Let's hear it, player one.
What's altitude? Correct. Word up
Player
for
one. It's what we call a word that has the same meaning as another word.
Charlie Brown.
Okay, player one.
What's synonym? Right you are.
You again, player one.
Word up for 6. Oh, it's a daily double, Charlie Brown.
And
Yeah.
It's the daily double.
Okay, you have 4,000, Charlie Brown. How much would you like to wager?
Wager, player one.
I'll wager 1,000.
And the clue.
Here's a clue.
This word can mean a hole or any hollow place, especially in a tooth.
What's a cavity?
That puts you even
Correct.
further ahead.
You got 5,000. How much?
Check again, player
Right.
one.
Let's do word up for 800.
It's one of the bones of the forearm, or a line from the center of a circle to the circumference.
Linus.
Player three.
What is the radius? That's it.
Correct.
Go again, Linus.
Choose again. Player three.
Word up for 1,000.
From the Latin for kidnapper, it means to take someone else's ideas or writings and pass them off as your own.
Charlie Brown.
Yes, player one.
What is to plagiarize? Correct.
We return.
Choose
to-
again, Charlie Brown. Let's do literary pets for 200.
The title beast of his The Hound of the Baskervilles is actually the pet of Mr. Jack Stapleton.
Charlie Brown.
Let's hear it, player one.
Who is Conan Doyle? Arthur Conan Doyle is correct, Charlie Brown. Go again.
You get to pick again.
Literary pets for 4.
Harry Potter uses his snowy owl named This to transfer messages.
Schroeder.
Okay, player two.
What is Hedwig?
Yes.
You are correct, Schroeder.
Select again.
Literary pets for 600.
Marjorie Kinnan Rawlings' The Yearling centers on this type of pet.
Linus.
It's player three.
What's a deer? That's correct.
Player three.
Literary pets for 800, please.
Little Swan, Little Bear, and Greenfinch are some of the goats of this Johanna Spirilass.
Schroeder.
Player two.
Who is Heidi? That's it.
You're right.
Go again,
Player
Schroeds.
two.
Literary pets for 1,000.
A poetic Elliot feline who has lived many lives in succession is named for this 5th book of the Old Testament. Yes,
Charlie
player
Brown.
one.
What is Deuteronomy?
Yep.
That's right.
Player one.
Try
You pick again, please.
intravenous for 200. Intravenous for 200. Okay. Here comes the clue, Charlie Brown.
Venus's surface is hard to view from Earth because it's completely covered by these.
Schroeder.
Let's hear it. Player
What are clouds? That's right.
You get to pick again, player two.
Intravenous 4?
One of these on Venus lasts about 244 Earth ones.
Charlie
Okay,
Brown.
Player one.
What is a day?
Good.
You are correct, Charlie Brown.
Player
600?
one. Like Mercury, Venus has this many moons.
Linus.
It's player three.
What's 0? That's it.
Player three.
Intravenous 8?
We're not sure if it was ancient or not, but the first U.S. flyby of Venus was by one of these space probes in 1962.
Schroeder.
Yes, player 2.
What's a mariner? Hey, you got it right, Schroeder. Go again.
We return to you, player 2.
Intravenous for 1,000.
Galileo's finding that Venus goes through these, like the moon, was the first direct evidence for Copernican ideas. Player 1.
Charlie Brown. What are phases?
That's
Right.
Choose again, player 1.
World geography for 200.
Melbourne is in the Australian state named for this woman, a friend of Viscount Melbourne.
Charlie Brown.
Let's hear it, player 1.
Who's Queen Victoria? That's correct. 400.
You can enter this European city via the Puerta de Bisagra and its U.S. namesake via exit 64 on the Ohio Turnpike.
Linus.
Player 3.
What is Toledo?
That is
Correct.
Select again.
600.
Paulistas live in a large city in this large South American country.
Charlie Brown.
Yes, player 1.
What is Brazil?
Yes.
You are correct, Charlie Brown.
Please.
800, please.
This country's Grand Canal ends at the port of Hangzhou. Okay,
Schroeder?
Player 2.
What is Norway? No.
Any other takers?
Charlie Brown and Linus? Linus.
Player 3.
What is China? That's correct. All right, last clue.
Here's the $1,000 clue for you. It's Africa's highest mount that shares its name with a country.
Charlie Brown.
Okay, player 1.
What is Kenya? Mount Kenya is absolutely correct. Yes.
Player 2 is going
It's
first.
like Schroeder's going to go first in Double Jeopardy.
Let's see what happens in Double Jeopardy.
All right, categories for the Double Jeopardy round are
Father of the Bride.
Father of the Bride,
Oscars
Wild,
Language Lab.
Language Lab,
World Facts.
World Facts,
Literature.
Literature,
And at the
and at the dentist's office. You start us off this time, Schroeder.
Player 2. You get to select first.
Father of the Bride. For how much? For 400.
This steel man who gave away $350 million gave away his daughter Margaret at her 1919 wedding.
Charlie Brown.
Let's hear it, player 1.
Who's Andrew Carnegie? Correct.
You again, player
Father of
1.
the Bride for 800.
On November 14th, 1973, his daughter Anne got married at Westminster Abbey with 500 million watching on TV.
Linus.
Player 3.
Who's Prince Philip?
Yes.
That's correct. Choose again.
Please pick again, player 3.
1200. Father of the Bride.
In 2002, Ralph Steadman, who took a wild trip to this city with Hunter Thompson, went back to see his daughter wed.
Charlie Brown.
Player 1.
What is Las Vegas?
That's
Correct.
Player 1, back to you for...
Father of the Bride for 600, please.
9 weeks before he died, this Broadway lyricist got his daughter to the church on time.
Schroeder.
Yes, player 2.
Who is Alan J. Lerner? Yes.
Choose again, player.
Father of the Bride for 2 grand.
Days before the 1992 election, this candidate accused the GOP of trying to disrupt his daughter's wedding. Let's hear it.
Charlie Brown. Who is Ross Perot?
Yep.
Correct. Pick again.
Player 1, pick again.
Let's do Language Lab for 400.
Most languages of Western Europe get their words for read and write from this language's leggere and scribere.
Charlie Brown.
Yes, player 1.
What is Latin? That's correct. Choose again.
We return to you.
Language Lab for 800.
Hochdeutsch is the modern standard form of this language.
Schroeder.
That's player 2.
What is German? That is correct. Go again, Schroeder.
You again, player 2.
Language Lab for 1200.
The pinyin system for writing this language in the English alphabet was officially adopted January 1st, 1979.
Charlie Brown. What is Chinese? That is correct. 1600 on Language Lab.
In French, Hier Henri m'aimait, yesterday Henry loved me, is an example of this flawed past tense.
Charlie Brown.
Okay, player 1.
What is imperfect? That is correct.
Player 1.
Language Lab for 2000.
Douglas Hyde, also known as Ancreven Even, fought to preserve this language and founded a league of the same name.
Linus.
Let's hear it, player 3.
What is Gaelic?
That's
Right.
Way to go.
Choose again.
Select
Linus. 400. In what category? World Facts. World Facts for 400, says Linus. And here is the clue.
Lots of peridot has been found on the island of Zeebrugge in this colorful sea off Africa.
Schroeder.
2.
What is the Red Sea? Correct.
You get to pick again, player 2.
World Facts for 800, please.
Quite simply, this semolina favorite is the national dish of Algeria.
Charlie Brown.
Okay, player 1.
What is couscous?
Good.
Right.
Please. pick
Um,
again, player
World
1.
Facts for 1200.
1/3 of the people in this South American country live in Montevideo. Most of its 15 million sheep don't.
Linus.
It's player 3.
What is Uruguay? Correct.
Choose again, player 3.
World Facts for 1600.
Hordes of people know that Ulaanbaatar is this ancient Asian nation's capital.
Schroeder.
Yes, player 2.
What is Nepal? No, that is incorrect. No.
Anyone else?
Linus,
wanna have
Charlie
a
Brown?
guess on this?
Linus.
Okay, player 3.
What is Mongolia?
You
Yes. Pick again.
You again, player 3.
2 grand on World Facts.
Mount Shakara in these mountains is the highest peak in Georgia, the country, not the state.
Charlie Brown. What is Caucasus?
Right.
That's correct. Charlie Brown. Select
Player
again.
1. You pick again, please.
At the dentist's office for 400. Okay. For $400 at the dentist's office, says Charlie Brown.
Drill speed is measured in these. Dr. Morrison's in 1871 did about 600. Today's turbine-powered ones, about 300,000.
What?
Let's
Schroeder?
hear it, player 2.
What is RPM? You are correct.
Select Select again.
Dentist office 8.
The American Dental Association says this is perfectly safe as the basis for amalgam fillings. It combines with other materials to make it stable.
Linus.
It's player 3.
What's mercury? Right.
Player 3. Pick again.
1200 dentist office.
Cavities form when bacteria break down sugars, forming this substance that dissolves enamel.
Charlie Brown.
Yes, player 1.
What is acid? That's correct. 1600 on dentist office.
Modern lead aprons worn during x-raying have a collar to protect this gland from the radiation.
Charlie
That's
Brown.
Player 1.
What is thyroid? You are correct.
There you go. You get to
2000 dentist office. Oh, it's a daily double.
Answer. The first of the 2 daily doubles. And you have the lead.
I'm going to wager $700. Wait, no. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna bet it all. Okay, betting it all. And here's the clue.
From the Latin for to close, it's the alignment and spacing of your upper and lower teeth when you bite.
What is occlusion?
Congratulations.
All right.
You're first.
You took a gamble and got it.
Player 1.
All right, go again if you would, Charlie Brown. Let's do Oscars Wilde for 200. Oscars Wilde.
We liked her. We really liked her when this actress won for Places in the Heart in 1985.
Charlie Brown.
Yes, player 1.
Who's Sally Field? Yes. Go again.
Player 1. Back to
800
you.
Oscars Wilde.
In 1992, proving he could keep up with the younger crowd, he did one-armed push-ups, accepting his City Slickers Oscar.
Charlie Brown.
That's player 1.
Who is Jack Palance? Yep.
Correct. Player
Let's
1.
do Oscars Wilde for 1200. Oh, you got another daily double. Once again, I'm gonna do it all.
The second daily double. You are currently in the lead. Answer this. He's the SNL guy, and you're not, who opened the 1988 show with, "Good evening, Hollywood phonies." He never hosted again.
Who's Chevy Chase?
That
Boy!
further ahead.
That puts you further ahead, Charlie
You
Brown.
again, player 1.
Oscars Wilde for 1600.
This American Beauty nominee nearly had a pregnant pause at the 2000 show. She was due with her 4th at any moment.
Linus.
Okay, player 3.
Who is Annette Bening? Correct.
Player 3.
2000 Oscars Wilde.
Disney sued the Academy for unflattering use of this character after a 1989 duet with her and Rob Lowe.
Linus.
Player 3.
Who's Snow White?
That's
You are correct.
We return
Literature.
to player 3.
For 400.
As this 1931 novel begins, Wang Lung travels to the house of Wang to fetch his bride.
Oh, that was kind of a
The
stumper.
Good Earth.
It's the Good Earth.
Player 3. You pick again.
Choose again, Linus. 800, please.
Washington Irving based this character on his friend Jesse Merwin, a school teacher.
Oh,
Here's what we were looking for.
it was
Ichabod Crane.
Ichabod Crane.
Player 3, back to
Go
you
again,
for our next
Linus.
selection.
1200.
Upton Sinclair's 1927 novel Oil was based on this presidential scandal of a few years earlier.
Gosh, this is kind of a confusion. It was
Teapot
Teapot Dome. Go again,
You get to
Linus.
pick again, player 3.
16.
In the Oxbow this, vigilantes hang 3 men falsely accused of cattle rustling.
Oh, wow.
The correct response.
Kind of confusing. It was incident. And the last clue.
Now let's take a look at that $2,000 clue, shall we? The title of this Steinbeck novel refers to a district above Monterey inhabited by paisanos.
Schroeder.
Let's hear it, player 2.
What is Cannery Row? No.
Anyone else?
Linus, Charlie Brown. Linus.
Player 3?
What is Tortilla Flat?
Hey, you're
Yes, that's correct.
right. Good game.
All 3 of you boys will be around for Final Jeopardy.
Jeopardy when we return. Everything depends on Final Jeopardy, of course, so let's take a look at the category, shall we? Famous names.
Famous names.
What are you going to wait? Each direction on the plus control pad represents a different response. Press a direction to select an answer. Here's the clue for you. In the 19th century, he created a new type of reference work, a dictionary named from the Greek for treasury.
Gosh. Let's... Hold on. All right. See how everyone did. What did Schroeder write down? He said Peter Roget. That's correct. His wager was $1,800, so he finishes with $4,600. Did Linus come up with Roget? He did. And how much did he wager? $9,000, so he goes up to $25,000. Will Charlie Brown get away from this good grief? He said Peter Roget. He's also right. What was his wager? Oh, went all in. And that means he finishes with $187,200. You're the big winner, Charlie Brown. Good grief, I won. See you for next gameplay, everyone. And my next clip as well, possibly.